Oh yeah, it's recorded. It's recorded. It's recording. Oh my god, it's fucking loud. Damn.
Alright, how am I sounding?
You look good.
Alright.
You look like a gangster.
Thank
Alright,
you.
let's get this show. Oh, I look gangster. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Oh shoot. 3. Oh fuck, man. What's happening?
I just have to keep this in.
What's happening, people? This is Music and Motivation with Chris Davis. This is episode number 63. Today is Monday, July 6th. I got a very special guest with me today, Mr. JR Wiliams.
Thanks for everybody.
Smoke him if you got him, people. Mr. JR Wiliams, bro. It is so nice to have you on the show.
Absolutely, man. It's so nice to be here.
Me and JR go back a few years, and this is the first in-person interview we've ever had on this podcast, so we're excited. And couldn't be more blessed that it's you, bro. So thanks for being here.
It's an honor.
Got some questions for you to see what's up, man. But first off, how's it going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Doing, same old shit pretty much, like the quarantine hasn't affected my life all too much socially, anyway, I don't go out too much, I spend most so like, being a little extra careful at the grocery stores, I don't want my parents to get sick or anything, but I only ever really see a small handful of people.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep it to like a 5 select few.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was for me beforehand.
Dude, are you still producing?
Yeah, man. I like mostly just my own stuff, which was kind of why I got into it in the first place. At least part of the reason, it's just kind of trying to cut out as many like middlemen as possible. And at this day and age, like with the internet, you can like learn so much just off YouTube or
Insta, Facebook.
Yeah, we got
You'll
the world
learn
at our
from
fingertips.
Our influence makers, and you know what? Not all of them should be influence makers, but that's why we're here, man.
Yeah.
We're trying to influence you in a positive way to have a great week and to push yourself to success, man. Mm-hmm. We're all imperfect people here, and it takes a little bit of work to be a decent human being, or to get to where you want to be, bro. Just practicing producing, man. If that's what you want to do, that's what you got to do.
You gotta learn to love like the process of getting better, like because rather than just like you can't be miserable like the whole way and think that there's some like promised land at the end where you're finally gonna say like be there, because you will get there, but like I think the best way to be able to stick with it is to just learn to love getting better.
Yeah, and learning how to learn, enjoying that.
Exactly, that's like it's the best way not to become like discouraged. Like you have a little bit of like look at yourself objectively and don't get like too big ahead about where you are, but have confidence in yourself.
Enjoy where you're at. Too.
Yeah, and like when I was I would look for like songs that to learn how to play while I was getting better at guitar, like songs that were like attainable and like get into music that's like simpler and like just kind of like work my way up from there. Like I got way into the Beach Boys, like Pet Sounds when I first started. And
shout out to Caleb, that's his favorite album.
Oh, dude, Beach Boys are my favorite band. There was when I really discovered that whole good era of Beach Boys, like from Pet Sounds to Surf's Up. Like I couldn't listen to any other band for like a year. I was obsessed, man. Like it's just amazing stuff, and it's kind of finally getting its the recognition it deserves. that era because most people just know them as like kind of a little hokey nostalgia act.
Pet Sounds has made the albums of the week twice now.
As it's nice. That's deservedly so, man. That thing is, I'd say like I even love listening to that album instrumentally. It's like it rivals some of I think the best like classical music out there. And like you ever try to play like look up the tabs for the songs on guitar, or learn how to play any of them? It's some hard stuff. Like the way it's like structured, you know.
Yeah. You gotta dive into what influences you, though. What you enjoy, what inspires you to create, man. And that's awesome. Let's hop back into some of these questions. Holy crap. I get off topic, man.
Me too,
I'm like
man.
a bad history teacher. You know what I mean?
Same here. I'm glad you cut me off, man, because I could go for a whole podcast about the Beach Boys.
Let's have a fucking 50-minute podcast. Normally these are like 10 to 20 minutes, and I love having a long one.
Yeah, man, I'll do a long one. I don't think your listeners want to hear about the Beach Boys the whole time. Is what I'm saying.
Some of them do, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Those
Shout
are my
out to
people.
Caleb, bro.
Those are my people right there.
We would love Caleb, bro. So you're still producing. Any projects you're working on right now?
Yeah, I got a couple things going on right now. I'm getting pretty close to like putting out my first like official release of like my music. You know, it's it's a band like you'll find them under JR Swell, but it's kind of just my music and a loose collection of other people I play with, and you know they also like contribute. And you know you can find like I got an EP out right now, and like I kind of like to I call it like it's like a slow trickle sort of like release system where like I don't like wait till everything like is all done. Yeah, I kind of just post every step of the process. If I like something,
yeah, you're like I put in 6 hours, 8 hours on this since the last time I put it out there for people to listen to.
I think it also shows people too that like you know how much work actually goes into a song, and how like you know it's like that sort of thing inspired me. Is
but
like
they can see your process.
Yeah,
too,
and see that you know you don't just come up with like the final version of say a great song, you know,
in one take.
Yeah.
Some people do.
Some people do.
Some people work at it, and that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, because like that gets lost too much. Like not a lot of, I feel like a lot of musicians don't want to admit just how like much it doesn't come easy to them. You know, like and I always emphasize that too because it didn't come easy to me. I had to put like a lot of work in because I also started playing music late. But,
I bet something, dude. I bet something.
No, thanks. But yeah, so and one more thing I want to mention. I'm also working with a buddy on his like ambient kind of like dark ambient synth music. He just got himself a nice like Moog grandmother, and I've been producing him a little bit too. And me and him are gonna have an album together called Cosmic America coming out. You can find him at setarison.bandcamp.com. That's SETARISON. And he's got an album out right now you can check out if you like the dark kind of synth soundscape stuff.
And we do.
Yeah, and I actually made the album art for that one too. But
made the art for it? Is that like another hobby you've been hopping into?
Yeah, it kind of started as like just being unsatisfied with my own like album artwork and pictures and everything, and I kind of like stumbled into this method I got now by accident, where like I love like going to antique stores. I buy like old like magazines of any kind, and like from how much I hate modern advertising, like the advertising back then
was so cool.
Yeah, like you got all these like hand drawn and painted like things, gorgeous pictures and stuff, and old advertisements.
All the old Art Nouveau advertisement stuff.
And it's incredible, and like a lot of times I cut stuff out and make collage style stuff with like old advertisements, and use my parents' scanner to then like scan that sort of thing, and and I'll tell you, I couldn't recommend that sort of thing enough, because you hardly have to do any editing when you do that, because the scanners they capture all the beautiful textures of the old paper, and like it looks incredible.
And that's art, motherfuckers. Stay inspired.
Yeah, and any editing I do, I use free apps. Like the whole like visual stuff. not
It's
put
gotten
not,
a
not
lot
put a
more
dollar into.
cheap.
It is. It's amazing, you know, like what you can do on just your cell phone stuff.
So, how would you describe your music?
My music, you know, I dabble in a lot of different things, but basically it's mostly centered around like psychedelic sort of stuff. You know, I love like the '60s like psych stuff, and like as of late I've been more on kind of like the country, like western side of psychedelic, like you know, you got, like Graham Parsons and like the Byrds and you know it's, New Riders of the Purple Sage. I love that kind of stuff. You know, like
Shout out Jerry Garcia.
shout out Jerry Garcia, man. His pedal steel work on that New Riders of the Purple Sage is unbelievable.
And then you start finding out, I mean, he was in New Riders of the Purple Sage, Grateful Dead. He had it Old and in the Way at the same time, because that came out, what, 73, 74, while the Dead were on their hiatus?
Yeah, I believe so.
And then, oh god, you got me talking on the Grateful Dead. Shout out Grateful Dead, if you ever see this, I love you.
Man, they're amazing, really. Like, and like anything they do, you know. I would love like to go back in time, because apparently, you know, in 1972, the Beach Boys and the Grateful Dead actually like, you know, did some shows together, and like Beach Boys surfs up tour and played together, like doing like Merle Haggard covers and stuff too, like weird stuff like that. And
Mama Trap.
yeah, and the Grateful Dead also played with Vince Guaraldi, who I'm a huge fan
Really?
of.
He's my favorite guitar, or favorite pianist.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you guys don't know, he did this stuff with Charlie Brown music stuff.
Soundtrack,
It's
dude.
amazing stuff. I love Vince Guaraldi.
Now, when you start trying to deep dive into that as a jazz pianist, this is from my personal experience as a jazz piano player, he liked the 3/4 time. Like, almost 60 to 70% of his stuff is in 3/4, and that's how he sort of got his feel. You know, developed that sound. And, you know, just play with different stuff, guys. You know what's up. Sorry, guys, we get off. You know me, man. I get off topic. So, we talked a little bit about music that inspires you, what describes your music. What pushes you to create, dude? This is something we talk about all the time.
You know, it's really like, it's like a compulsion almost. Like I got started in playing. I've always loved music, but I got started actually playing it like a little bit later in life than some people. Like, you know, I was 20 years old when I started playing guitar for real. The first 10 years before that, I was attempting to learn, but you know, never got anywhere. Didn't have the patience for it until like kind of had like an epiphany, and you know, just I realized that like you know, all the great artists out there, they all sucked at some point, and like from then on, I dedicated you know, so much time, almost like I was taking you know credit hours on it. But like you know, I do it because I have to, and it like you know, at the end of the day. Like, the end of a hard day, I don't know what I would do if I couldn't just pick up my guitar and just sing and play a song to myself, you know, like, and everything else really comes secondary, whether it be, you know, people actually listening or,
The side,
you know, like, you know,
whatever it is.
I just love it so much.
I
you know,
would
it's
be
a way to
playing
connect with
music
people.
whether I made money or not. And then
Exactly.
you realize that, and you're like, okay, I just got to get good enough to find a way to make money. And you can't. You just got to think outside the box. And with anything, it just takes time and practice. Dude, I didn't know you started at 20. That's crazy, dude. You're a fucking savage. You're a savage.
That, man. Yeah,
That's what we talk about on this show, man. Here's the deal. So many people never pick up an instrument in their life just because they tell themselves, oh, I don't have a musical bone in my body. Oh, I could never have that much talent. It's something you work at. It's like a fucking...
It's a craft, you know.
Nobody is a stellar baseball player the first time they throw a ball.
No, and like a lot of like people think that music is something you either like have it or you don't, you know, which I can tell you from personal experience, nothing about it came easy to me in the beginning. You know, I told I had every excuse like that I had to fight through, like, oh, my hands are too big to play guitar, my hands are too small somehow to play guitar. But you know, you just keep going, and I was kind of like looked at it as like learn something new in guitar. It's almost like learning sleight of hand magic or a coin trick. You just do it over and over again. It's muscle memory, and like eventually it gets smoother, better. You know, like, but yeah, you know, that's
The more you practice, the better we get. It's an exponential curve when we practice. We'll get into that with the tips and shit.
Sure.
So I want you guys to know, man, I met JR working at a studio. For legal reasons, we're not going to say any studio names on the show. We don't want to get in trouble. But we do want to share with you some of our craziest studio stories, man. So without saying the names, bro, what is the craziest studio story you have, man? We're sound engineers, just we produce stuff, you know.
So I guess this is probably my first week working
It's
there.
always the first week, dude.
So like I'm working in, like, you know, couldn't hear much going on in the studio, but as I was leaving, I was like just mad cops like outside the studio and all over the street, and like so apparently, like, you know, the club that was about like 50 feet down the street, there was like an open mic rap battle night, and I guess someone must have like roasted someone pretty hard, because like him and his friends came back and just lit the place up, like shot it up like crazy, and like a stray bullet actually hit the industrial air conditioner of the studio and ruined like a $10,000-$12,000 air conditioner.
That's why it was so freaking hot.
Yeah, exactly. Stray bullet, which is nuts, and you know, stuff like, also like, you know, I'm used to kind of like guns being around and stuff in Missouri, you know. So, but like, yeah, always
someone
just
needs to tell you, you know. Someone needs
I mean, but like always guns laying around in the studio, depending on the clientele. You know, I got some wild stories too from some of the engineers. Like one of the head like engineers told me when he was producing like Nelly and like Murphy Lee and stuff back in the day, that those guys have a 24-hour on-call barber, and so like they like before they went out to the club after the studio, they called their barber to come to the studio, you know, like clean up their, you know, facial hair, their hairlines and everything. Yeah, just get a nice fresh cut before right before they go out to the club at like, you know, midnight or something, like, which is something I never would have even, if I get rich, I wouldn't even have thought of that, a 24-hour on-call barber. But that's pretty.
Some people do, you know, and everybody likes what they like, man.
It's a great idea, though. I mean, I'm saying if I ever do get rich, maybe I will have that.
I'm low key, man. I can't remember the last time I visited a barber.
Same here. I cut my own hair. There's some sometimes they're better than others.
Well, they're beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, man, but I just can't stand staring into my own eyes for like 30 minutes sitting in a chair. I don't know, something weird about it.
Yeah. Oh, with the video? Oh yeah, dude, for sure, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like
it took me like 10 episodes to really get used to it, but also I need to get better at looking at the camera, because I just What's up, guys? It's your boy Chris Davis with JR Wiliams. Let me share my craziest concert or studio story real quick without saying names. It's always the first week, dude. So, like, first day, let me do two real quick ones. I'll try to keep this short. My very first day, I get there, nobody's ever there. Okay, that's the thing. When you get there at 3, I did a 3 to 11 shift. And I get there at 3, nobody's there. Everybody's splitting, like the manager was splitting. They give me a tour of the place, and there is one session going on. And shout out to Nard Dog. Nard Dog was recording. They were a blast, but man, they were like, yo. And when I walked in with them, they were like, yo, what you doing in here, white boy? I had to explain where I was, coming from. I was like, yo, dude, I'm a new intern, but here's the deal. I'm your intern. I'm here to make this studio experience as comfortable as possible. So you need some water, you need anything, man, I got you. And they kind of geeked out over it. They were like, bro, we got our own intern. Yo, that's what's up, bro. They love that shit. And they go, yo, intern, I need you to roll me a blunt. And I'm like, and my boss is standing right there. And like, this is like the manager, owner, and I'm like, is that cool? And he goes, dude, can you roll a blunt? And I'm like, I mean, I can't. I really can't, guys. I suck at rolling. But,
I can't roll joints to save my life.
I can't.
See, I guess we'd be a good team then, because I can roll the blunts.
But, Yeah, couldn't. I had to, and the first one sucked, and they like laughed about it. But the second
Damn.
one was fire, so I was
You
in.
redeemed yourself.
I also gave the lead, as part of my job, I had to give the fucking lead dude of Nard Dog a ride in the Volkswagen. I drive a 1970 bug, and we went over to East St. Louis, and I dropped him off. I was like, gotta get my ass back.
Yeah, you definitely it'd be hard to fly under the radar over there.
Yeah, dude, at least it's red. At least
Yeah,
it's red.
you get to.
But yeah, that was the first day. Third day I'm there. I'm sort of getting used to it. Okay, there's a session planned at 5. They show up at 3 right when I'm getting there, and nobody's there. They're like, "Hey man, where's Howard?" You know, I don't want to say names. Where's the sound engineer? And I'm like, he's not going to be here till 5. I call Howard. He's like, bruh, they're there that early. We'll take care of them. I'll get there at 5. And I was like, all right. So I was like, hey guys, he's not going to be here till 5. I know, but hey, if you want to smoke, we can smoke out here in the parking lot. And I know this sucks, so I got a blunt. We can smoke this. I'm your intern. I got your back. I got everybody water. I gave them a blunt, and they were like, "Oh, the intern's gonna smoke us up." Okay, we're gonna smoke the intern up.
Damn.
So, like 2 hours later, I've smoked like 8 or 9 blunts with these guys. I am just like gone, dude, just freaking gone. And Howard shows up. Oh, damn it! I'll bleep it out. The sound engineer shows up and he goes, "Hey, I need you to run to the gas station and grab me a pint of Seagram's vodka." And I'm like, I am so fresh. I am so new here. Where am I going? And I'm so fucking gone. He's like, look, here's $20. Run down to the gas station. It's over on Belmont. Do your thing. And I run down there fresh. So gone. Gone to the wind. I go inside the country market, which is not in the country at all, by the way. It is not in the country. And I go, and where I'm from, I'm used to all the liquor being in the frozen doorways, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The coolers. And they're behind the counter. So I'm like, I walk up, there's a huge line, and I look over the counter, and I'm trying to see if they got his vodka. And the second person in line walks up to go check out, and he pulls a gun out from his jacket like this, and I'm standing like right here looking over the counter, so like the gun goes like 2 inches from my head, and he goes, "Yo, give me all your money." And here's the deal, we are in downtown St. Louis, so there's a line of like 9 people, right? He turns around and every motherfucker in line has their gun drawn on him. Like the cashier didn't even have to do anything.
God.
8 guns pointed at this one dude, and he got the fuck out of there. And me, when he pulled the gun out, I dipped down because I saw it like when it was happening. I dipped down and then pretended like I dipped down so it didn't hit me in the face. You know what I mean? I didn't want to get pistol whipped. And I pretended like it didn't even happen. I just started looking at candy. I was just like, play so dumb, white boy, play so freaking dumb.
That's a welcome to St. Louis moment right there.
And I got his shit, and I went out and got in my car, and I just screamed. I was like, "What is this job?
Jesus,
what am I doing here?"
That.
And I got crazier ones, but those are the ones I feel like I can share at this point.
Yeah, that's nuts. Like, first of all, who robs the place with a line full of people?
Right,
like,
and who waits in line the whole time?
Yeah, if you're gonna rob the place with 9 people.
He had some time to think about it. That was premeditated, for sure.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a couple things particularly he wanted from him. That is nutty though, man. I've lived in St. Louis my whole life. First week. That is nuts, man.
Let's hop back into these questions.
Absolutely.
For you, okay? I've got, what is the best concert you've ever seen?
Okay, best concert I've ever seen. So I might have to just make a few honorable mentions in no particular order because I've seen some good ones. So, like, went to Bonnaroo a couple years in a row, like from like 2012 to like 2014, 3 years. And Jack White, did like a 2.5-hour headliner set where he was doing Led Zeppelin covers at the end and stuff, ranting about Rolling Stone. they recently had kind of misquoted him on some stuff, made it look like he still had a beef with the dude from the Black Keys and all that, and but he just put on one of the most killer shows I've ever seen, and it's kind of my life's goal to get. There's a double album on vinyl of that live performance, and I've always wanted a live album that I was, that I attended. Yeah. So that's another one. Was Neutral Milk Hotel at Bonnaroo when on their little comeback tour was incredible. And I say the last final mention would probably be I saw Brian Wilson and his band, his current band, playing all of Pet Sounds for Pet Sounds 50th anniversary, and I even it was my birthday present, so my parents got the meet and greet, which wasn't much of a meet and greet. It was more just they kind of herded you like cattle through. You got a picture, and he'd sign 3 of your records, which I expect nothing more from Brian Wilson. Just to be near him. I don't care that I didn't get eye contact. It's Brian fucking Wilson, So that does.
Did you get a picture?
Yeah, I got a picture. Yeah.
That counts.
Yeah, and 3 of my records signed, so that's
dude.
beautiful. Yeah, so those are probably the top shows for sure.
Any shows you've played recently?
Yes, actually, I just played my first show 2 days ago.
July 4th, guys. What a patriot.
Yeah. The birth of my live music career coincided with the birth of America. There, so it couldn't work out better. But it was a nice little. I'd like to think COVID era friendly show. It was a patio show. Where people are and for a little patio show at a restaurant. I want to shout out Addie's Thai House in Chesterfield.
Addie's Thai House.
Addie's Thai House. Thank you so much for the owner for putting that on for us and cooking us some amazing burgers. But yeah, man, it went better than I could have thought too. They had a handful of people there, even which I was probably expecting to just play to just staff and stuff. But no, it went great. Been wanting to kind of start doing that sort of thing now that I've got some of my own material.
This was your first time playing out ever?
Yeah, first time
Dude,
ever.
Shout out to JR Wiliams for being a bad mofo. Give me some.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, and doing my first podcast too 2 days later. So
it's a productive week.
I'm on press tour right now.
Pulled up in the tour bus and everything.
Yeah.
He was like, "Where's the studio?" I was like, "It's the shed." He's like, "All right."
Yeah, it was my assistant you were talking to.
She sounded really pretty. Anyways. Holy crap, I can't read my handwriting, guys. Anybody else you'd like to shout out? Anybody else you'd like to promote?
Yeah, so I think I mentioned earlier, I'm working on my first album, first release. I want to thank all my friends and stuff who have contributed on that, because really wouldn't be the same without them. I got Burl Triggs, who laid down some amazing pedal steel stuff, and also helped co-write some of the lyrics. And Alex Hackworth, incredible guitar player. That any lead guitar you hear on any of the songs, that's him. This dude so creative and skilled, it's unbelievable. Whenever I give him a song, I never know what direction he's going to go, and he comes up with stuff, and he's just amazing. Gina, Burl Triggs' wife, she's an amazing lyricist, and I've adapted some of her stuff for my songs. And Steve Taylor's the guy I'm working on the kind of dark ambient album with. And last but not least, Alex Scrotto, one of my best friends, my old roommate. He's producing a lot of the stuff. He's a Webster University audio student, just graduated. So definitely hit him up if you need some production work done, anything like that. Because those Webster kids, the level
they know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's crazy. They really do. They're amazing. So, yeah.
And I'm sure we can talk about these guys later on, because I like to talk about positive people and how much they really do influence our lives, guys. So shout out to you guys for being bad mofos. Yeah, y'all great. If you're tuning into this show, chances are you're a decent human being. So I don't think I said it yet, but thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
This show does not happen without your continued support, and I like to think we're a community that's trying to build good vibes and positivity in a time when there's so much uncertainty and fear and hate. We got to spread that good love. Here's the deal. We got that love, that loyalty and respect in our hearts, and we got to share that shit if we want to see it in the world, guys. So keep it up. Shout out to all of JR Wiliams' friends, man. Y'all some cool motherfuckers.
They really are, but like, you know.
Thanks for supporting my guy here.
Yeah, because I mean, when you find people you can like really gel with and work with, you know, with your music or their music, I think it's like two heads are better than one. You know, it's like an extension of that. You know, bouncing ideas off each other.
We get more done if we can function as a community in each other's interests.
You don't have,
what I mean?
Yeah, none of them have a huge ego about it, and neither do I. You know, like, you know, everybody's open to each other's ideas, and whatever the best idea is, that wins, that rules out. You know, everybody's got to get credit. You know, for no matter how little.
We're about building each other up and building each other's portfolios here, man. That's how it works, man.
Well, one more thing, my brother Andy Williams also has contributed some lyrics on this song. I can't forget him. Thank you, Andy.
Shout out, Andy. So, bro, it's so nice to have you here and see you and just hear shit's working out, dude. Having a productive week. You want to do a regular podcast with me too?
Absolutely.
It involves just us bullshitting too.
Yeah, I like that sort of thing. Absolutely.
So, let's hop into it, man. You know me, I got some tips for surviving the week, some tips for musicians and music lovers. It's a Monday, so I got them albums of the week, and we got some Chris Davis time for some hangout and news at the very end. So let's hop into things. Let's see. I got my soundboard here. Let's get the sound. I think we're good. Let's see.
Oh, this is tremendous. 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 This is tremendous.
It is tremendous. All right, we're working at it. So tips for surviving the week, everybody. All right, tip number one, make sure you're writing down them goals, man, them tiny ones. Make sure you write down them big ones, where you want to go, okay? Because that's how we hustle, that's how we get stuff done, you know? So make sure you're writing it out. Daily goals, big goals don't have to be daily goals, but we got to write out them little ones to get to where we want to be. It's all about just being able to visualize it, man. Tip number two, reminder to call them positive people, man. Positive people are anybody who genuinely got our best interest at heart, genuinely care about you, and ultimately put you in a better mood, better place. And shout out to all them positive people in my life. Y'all some great influences.
We got the tornado alarm test?
Yeah, guys,
I don't know
if
if
you
you guys
hear
can hear that.
there is a tornado alarm going off right now. That's how you know we're in the shed, bro. And you know what? To move things along, that's all the tips for surviving the week I got. But tip number three, keep being a bad motherfucker. You got what it takes to succeed, man. You got that drive, you got that courage, you got that love, loyalty, and respect in your heart, man. So keep it up. I like what I'm seeing, guys, and I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are a wonderful little community. I'm glad we're doing this. Hey, man, you got any tips for surviving the week? Anything that gets you through?
Yeah, man, you know, like, just, I would say, like, it's kind of similar to what you got going on. Like, I like to, like, write down just short-term goals for, like, the day or, you know, and maybe even one for, like, the whole week, you know, just rare, like, nothing, like, too crazy, just, like, simple stuff to, like, make yourself feel like you had a productive day, it was worth it, you know, like, that's really just,
Feel like
try
you
and work,
accomplished something.
try and work on your music a little bit, like, every day, like, even if you're just watching TV, walking on an acoustic guitar or something, you know, like, and I was thinking, if you miss a day, try and make up for it the next day. Do a little bit more.
We'll talk about that. We're getting right to it, man. Let's end this segment. That was our tips for surviving the week. It's relevant what you're talking about. That's why we're going to hop right into our tips for musicians and music lovers,
Awesome.
guys. Tip number one is keep practicing. It's always keep practicing.
Yeah,
That's a weekly
for sure.
one, man. 20 to 30 minutes a day. That's what I say on here in every podcast. It's like, if we at least try to, like, get a little time in. First of all, if I sit down and plan on doing 20 minutes, it's always ended up 40 minutes to an hour because I just get involved, man. If you really love that music, you're going to keep practicing, you know what I mean? But if we practice daily, that curve of knowledge, that curve of success becomes exponential, and we whoop the fuck out of there.
All right.
But tip number 2, network a little bit this week, guys. That's what me and Frank here are doing. I mean, we're really good friends. I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea, but man, as friends, we want to support each other's stuff, man. You gotta support your positive people stuff too. Make sure you're making time to support your positive people, but also get that networking in, you know. And that's what we were talking about with community earlier. Look for people who you can work with, that you can build and grow with. You know what I mean? Grow each other's portfolio, help each other out, do things that build good karma. We talk about that all the time, you know. You got any tips for them musicians and music lovers out there?
I do. So, like, if depending on what you do musically and everything, say if you're, I don't know, a singer, songwriter type guy like me, like, I don't even look at just practicing guitar every day. Like, so over the past year, I've been really working on like melody and lyrics, like almost practicing them and learning about it as if they were their own instrument, you know. And like,
theory is its own just set of rackets.
it is like it's like, you know, because just as you learn how to, you know, like you can learn to play 100 different chords, but coming up with a melody and lyrics and stuff, you know, that's something you gotta like dedicate to on its own, you know. And to go on with networking, like try and find people who you can kind of like share the workload with, you know. I got my best buddy and producer like Alex, you know.
Damn, that's not good. That sucks.
Still on.
It is still on,
All
and it's
right.
not broken somehow, dude.
That's a miracle.
Look at that screen. We'll clip this little bit out. That's all right. Or we'll leave it in.
Yeah, you know, I kind of like the idea of leaving it in, with such luck that it didn't go off and that you know, didn't break. Like, quick shout out to Otterbucks, huh?
Seriously. This thing is 5 years old, dude. It is an iPhone SE.
Oh man, you should have the headphone jack.
Yeah.
That one? I'm jealous, man. I hung on to my whatever it was, 6 as the longest time. I don't know. I believe it. Right on. Yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, like, so I share the workload. You know, my buddy Alex Strato, he does, like, he heavily like is into production as well as like, you know, rhythm guitar, and I know like I can work on, say, like lyrics and melody, and you know, like, neglect's not a very good word, but neglect my practicing guitar skills a little bit because I have him. I can bring my ideas to him and let him run with it, you know. And it's, I'd say network a lot too, because musicians can be like especially flaky, and you want to find like ones that, you know, gel with you good, and like, you know, don't have too big an ego about.
Well, you can
like,
have a relationship with that's 50-50. Nobody's got too big an ego.
Totally, yeah. I mean, that's everything. Is your stuff, you know, there's all great auteurs out there and stuff, but like really, you know, the more people you have to bounce ideas off of, the better your stuff is going to be in the long run, you know.
And a critique is a good thing sometimes, man. We
It
build
is.
off that stuff.
You know, I'd say like
Don't be discouraged.
and don't be like too precious about like your creations either. You know, be open to criticisms or open to other people's ideas, changes. Doesn't mean you have to like go along with it, but you know, don't like you know, just try and make the best thing you could make. And you know, if some people, if you don't think enough people are listening, giving it attention, or you know, some people don't like it, that's okay. You know, it's not for them. Like the music industry today, everything's becoming its own like niche and bubble. You know, like people who want to hear your stuff will find it if you put your stuff out there long enough. You know, all the old gatekeepers are, you know, pretty much dead when it comes to the internet now and Bandcamp. You know,
Just keep doing your thing. It's all practice. Don't get discouraged by the numbers.
and
We don't hear it. If I cared about the numbers or the money, we'd have stopped by episode 2. You know what I mean?
right.
We
Do it
just-
because you love it, like because you love to create. You know, like,
And you want to bring something positive into the world that might help somebody else's day. You know, man. We're all about trying to build good karma here. You got to be kind and do nice things for other people, man. And helps us be a better person. So,
no doubt.
Keep it up, guys. Fuck yeah, I like what I see. Alright, we're going to end it there. That was our tips for musicians and music lovers. You know what I'm saying?
I love this
He's from the department, you know what I'm saying? You taking the know what I'm saying? You counting my know what I'm saying? We're hanging out, right? It's all
Either 9 times, says to me, know what I'm saying?
Riding on my jock, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to have a good time, you know what I'm saying?
Sound clips were made
You counting my know what I'm
possible by
saying?
Kelly Pelton. Thank you, Randy. That's my lovely fiance. Real quick, before we get on to our albums of the week segment, I want you guys to smoke them if you got it. Oh shit, I actually wasn't ready. Hold on, man. Frank, you need to plug anybody else, bro?
Just saying. Shoot. Oh yeah, okay. So my old roommate is making some good stuff these days. He was in a band called Big Tobacco. His name's
Shout out Big Tobacco.
Chris Schweissguth, and the name of his new band, it's brand new, it escapes me right now, but maybe I can send a link for his stuff too.
Yeah,
he's
we'll throw it in
a
there.
crazy talented songwriter, and I also work with him and my buddy Alex on a separate YouTube channel called Big Love's Basement, where it's kind of like a KEXP sort of thing, where we have bands in our basement and we film it and do the audio on a professional digital recorder and let's sync it all up later. And we just came out with our second one. They don't come out too often, but yeah, we've had the band The Public on for our first one, and most recently Lobby Boxer. And so yeah, so check that out for sure on YouTube.
We're gonna throw that in the description too, guys. I want to check that out. That sounds pretty dope.
Sure. If you ever want to,
We'll talk more. We'll talk more. Sure. We'll talk more. Let's get on to our albums of the week, people. I got a few for you, and we're gonna zing through them because I want Frank to throw one in at the end. So I got a couple. I did my homework, guys. I did it. So for rock, we got ZZ Top, Eliminator. That's probably my favorite album by them. Check it out this week. That's what's in my car right now. It's a great traveling CD. I got my album of the week for folk, which is Nick Drake's 5 Leaves Left. Ooh, right?
Stuff,
Ooh,
yeah.
that is good stuff. If you've never heard of Nick Drake, it's a great place to start. Either that or Pink Moon. Check it out. That's Nick Drake, 5 Leaves Left. We got our album of the week for funk, man. It's been a while. Throwing one in there. We got Thundercat, Them Changes, just because I've been listening to that all weekend for 4th of July. So we're throwing that in there. Album of the week for funk, that's Thundercat, Them Changes. You won't find a better bassist right now.
Amazing.
And then this one is from our own listener, Chuck Madonia. Shout out, Chuck, you a bad mofo. Our album of the week for metal, we got Spinal Tap by Spinal Tap. You gotta. If you're a metal fan, you gotta. Alright? If you like to laugh, you gotta. Alright? Check it out. It's for everybody. That's album of the week for metal. It's Spinal Tap by Spinal Tap. And Frank, man, you got any album you want to throw in there that's really inspired you?
So I love local cats especially, and these guys, from Belleville, but they started the band in St. Louis. Sun Volt is just a huge influence on me. That the album Trace, I saw Sun Volt live recently, a couple before all this COVID stuff, and still incredible. And anything there, like Uncle Tupelo, which Jeff Tweedy and Jay Farrar, they split up. Great band. They split up right before they were going to blow up, but we got 2 amazing bands out of it. So it's hard to complain. And
Be grateful for the small things, guys. Right?
Flying Burrito Brothers, Gilded Palace of Sin. That's one of them. Hearts on. Yeah, he's one of my idols. I love him. And anything Magnolia Electric Company. Jason Molina is that's a big one for me. That's my playlist lately.
All right, guys, and that's all for our albums of the week segment. We're going to.
All right.
I messed that up.
I really messed that up.
guys. We got a little bit of time for some Chris Davis hangout time and news, so let's get into it, bro. I'm gonna say a couple things and we'll come back with Frank. Music and Motivation is 100% committed to coming out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for your entertainment, man. We're in it for you guys. This is for the community, and I like what I'm seeing, guys. Send in them voicemails. Speaking of all you who sent in birthday voicemails, man, y'all made my birthday awesome, and it was super cool to hear from everybody. Dude, love you guys so fucking much. For my people struggling out there today, keep hustling, man. You a savage. A couple things that might help you get through it. One, we all struggle from time to time. Me, I'm not exempt from it. Frank here, he's not exempt from it. We all imperfect people, and ain't nobody got a solid guidebook to be a perfect human. So we're all out here doing our best. Keep doing your best, man. That's all we can expect from you. All right, keep it up, man. I'm proud of you for where you're at. Take a look at where you were, where you are, and where you're going. You know what I mean? Because chances are it's not all one and the same. Okay? And if you think that, well, think again. Because we can get ourselves out of the gutter. It just takes time and effort and practicing, man. That's why I stress it every week, man. We've got to keep practicing. We can practice to be a good human being, as well as a good musician, a good podcaster, a good comedian, a good nurse. Whatever it is you do, keep it up, guys. I'm really proud of you guys. If you tuned in today, please check out my buddy JR Wiliams. Mad awesome stuff, dude. What is the Cosmic Americana album?
So
Tell me about that.
So that one,
What's it actually called? 'Cause I'm sure I fucked up.
it's like very close. It came down to it being either called Cosmic Americana or Cosmic America.
Because I'm into that. I
we-
was in a psychedelic American jam band. Dude.
Oh, that's beautiful. Like, but yeah, so it came down. It is Cosmic America, and you see that's pretty much like pure Cosmic Americana is like in all my bios of my stuff, because that's kind of like the vibe I go for. You know, anything trippy with a country band. It's not totally country. It's like country filtered through Midwest guys and psychedelic music.
Yeah.
You know, so it comes out whatever it is.
I'm excited to hear it.
But yeah, that one is going to be on the sitarison.bandcamp.com. It's going to be under my buddy Steve Taylor's thing, because I'm just more
You're
kind
on
of
guitar
producing and playing guitar on it. And you know, Moog should hire me as a salesman, because I just talked up the Moog
Yeah,
grandmother to him, like,
I do that
for a
sometimes
week,
too,
and
man.
he's like, all right, I'm buying one.
Hit us up for some sponsorships. We aren't doing it for
Yes,
free
please.
forever, dude. All right, that's all I'm saying. Hit us up now, or we ain't gonna sponsor you. All right.
And send us anything, Moog.
Send us an email to chrisdavismusicpro@gmail.com. That is the easiest way to get a hold of me. You can also get a hold of me at davismusicpro.com at the contact page on there. Straight shots of my email, guys. Check out davismusicpro.com. But
Oh, and like the Cosmic America and any of my stuff is, it's if you're into like the sort of analog sound. Lately I've gotten bit by the analog bug. Like everything's taped these days. Like I got
it's expensive.
right? It is, man. Like I stumbled into it like luckily for free. It's like a customer at my dad's old repair shop actually found out I was interning at the studio and audio, and he's like, oh, my son used to be into audio a long time ago and stuff, and like he's got this old keyboard, would you you want it? And I'm thinking like, okay, like I don't really want like what's probably another little like kind of crappy Casio, but he'd made this motion right here, like a fader motion. So I'm like, it's not a key.
I need to check it out.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, go ahead and bring it by. And he comes by with this tank of a Tascam 246, like 4-track recorder. This is like the most high-tech, expensive 4-track cassette recorder of the 80s. Like, you can't find them for less than $1,000 online. And he gives this thing to me in like mint condition, and it wasn't working totally, like, even though it looked nice. And I eventually figured out how to repair it myself, and I was fist pumping at 5 a.m. when I finally got it to work. It turns out like most of the time all those things need is new belts, because rubber turns into tar basically.
Like a lawnmower.
Yeah, exactly. And So, and from then on, like, it's just kind of snowballed. I got another Tascam that's a little more portable, and got my reel-to-reel, and you know, I love that tape sound. You know?
Yeah. Nothing like analog. Bro.
It's the best. I like the kind of like the finite like amount of, say, like material you have kind of helps with my process and inspiration, I think, rather than, you know, like just having as many digital takes as I want. You know, it makes me use
really
time.
think about
Totally.
the tape, you know.
And you can do crazy stuff like play with tape speed and all that. Like, you know, you can slow down tape and, you know, down to like crazy soundscapes stretched out. Like, whereas like on digital, that's kind of hard to do. Or you might need some expensive, like, you know, like software to slow stuff down without
Or
it
you
like
need
being
Reaper.
choppy.
Shout out to Reaper.
Is Reaper good for that sort of
Oh
stuff?
yeah, dude.
And I've thought about getting into them. You know, I've recommended them before to some friends who are just getting into it, but I never used it myself. But yeah, that's good to know, because that's a hard to do. You know, like,
We'll talk more after.
yeah, for
this.
sure, absolutely. But yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and I also make music videos for people. Like, you know, my buddy I mentioned, Chris Schweisguth, and I made I use a lot of, like, you know, public domain movies and stuff, and then edit and make, you know, the footage all, you know, kind of trippy and like, you know, do all sorts of editing on that, you know. So that's just, man, go on the internet and like look at the stuff you can do for free to, like, you know, make your stuff like that much more interesting for YouTube. And there's endless, like, you'd be surprised what's even like in the public domain out there.
Absolutely.
You know, like, it's just endless stuff. You know, like getting, you know, old military footage, old cartoons. Like I love using old sci-fis.
Yeah, I like old. God, what are they called? The old, just like B-rated sci-fi films.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's old, especially old like 50s space stuff.
Yeah. That's the music video I made for my buddy. It's a lot of that. Like, it's a movie about space. It's a movie where the Martians kidnap Santa Claus. that's the basis for this music video I created for my buddy. It's a hilarious video. You know, like, you gotta love it. You know, it's on. You can find it. You know, on. It's in a playlist of collaborations on my YouTube. But yeah, it's a good one. So yeah, hit me up if anybody needs album art. You can see all my album art on my Instagram, and, you know, music videos I've made on my YouTube.
Yeah. And if you're in the St. Louis area looking for album art, looking for some production help, looking for that video guy, that sound engineer, hit up my buddy JR Wiliams. What's the easiest way to find you on social media? You plug it on, right?
Okay, cool. So my Instagram is my Instagram's the best way probably to get a hold of me. You know, I'll tell you, my email is fwilliamsjrmusic@gmail.com. We'll put that one in the description. But you know, I'm pretty sure my Instagram handle is whoshot_JR. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But yeah, so like Instagram or my email is the best way to get a hold of me. You know, my Bandcamp page, you can find that link to that on my Instagram. But that's just whoshotjrswell.bandcamp.com. And yeah, you can get a hold of me and see all my stuff through all those, basically. You know.
Hell yeah, dude. Sorry, zoned out there for a second.
You're
It's been
good,
a
man.
longer
You're good.
podcast for me.
Dude,
This
no
is
sweat,
awesome,
man.
bro.
Yeah, man, it is. Thanks again for having me, man. This is
No,
great.
thank you, bro. We're fucking hella polite here, bro. We're all about building that good karma, supporting the community, and
You're a wonderful host.
I fucking try, man. You know, we're going to upgrade sheds here soon, and I'm gonna get an air conditioner for it too, bro. 'Cause I'm looking forward to the fall interview, man. It'll be nice.
Yeah,
It's really nice in here in the fall.
For sure. I can always bring a little kerosene heater too if I'm.
Yeah, I like electric ones in here. I got two that work
Yeah.
pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. The guy my size does a little bit better in the fall and winter than the summer, but it's not even really bad in here, man. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, it's supposed to get up to 92 later. That's why I shoot for the mornings.
I didn't even think about that's why the reason was that you do the mornings, but that was actually brilliant on your part. Yeah.
Normally, I get up at 6:30, get set up. I watch a little bit of my uncle Joey Coco Diaz on the morning joint. If you need that motivation outside of this, man, that's where I go.
Yeah, I love his Instagrams.
But I try to get on them and get them recorded at buys started around 8 a.m. and then have them all posted by like 10.
It's a good way to start the day, you know.
And then I can go do other stuff. I have a lot of little side jobs I do, and then I got normally I'll start teaching around 3 or 5 p.m. So it works out. It's all about that hustle, baby. You gotta keep hustling, guys. Keep it up. Y'all some savages. Thank you for being here, Savage. You a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, thanks so much, man.
JR Wiliams, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's play out. Dude, I want to show you this one. Also, when I play it, we'll like throw up some shit, do something cool, and walk off. And here we go. This is one of my latest projects, everybody. This is Sentimental. I'm not trying to